the visually impaired children studying in special and inclusive schools and testimonies of success. Professor Aneja is the founding director, Center for Disability Studies, University of Delhi, chairman, governing body, Zakir Hussain College, University of Delhi, and member, governing body, St. Stephen's College, University of Delhi. He was the chair, Rehabilitation Committee, World Blind Union from 2016 to 2021. Presently, he is the president, All India Confederation of the Blind, the premier self-help organization of the visually impaired. Professor Aneja has been honored with the National Award for the Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Achievers Award by the Indian Eye International Human Rights Observer, State Award in the category Best Individual Working in the Field of Social Work by the Government of NCT of Delhi, and Rustam Mirwanji Alpaiwala Memorial Award 2020. He was recently conferred with the prestigious Helen Keller Award 2022 in the category Role Model Persons with Disabilities. Hearty welcome, Professor Aneja. In this session, there will be participants. Assamese first, I invite Shri Dhruvajyoti Das. Dhruvajyoti Das.
Rishi. Praveen, तुम भी help us. Dance. Bar.
Shri Dhruvajyoti Das ji writes in Assamese. He has published 3 poetry collections. Besides this, he has also published a drama, Jibon Aru Agraja, a collection of articles titled Hridaya Anneshan, and a novel titled Adajya. Our next participant is Mariat C.H. Mariatji writes in Malayalam. In her early childhood, she was paralyzed below her wrist and lost her ability to walk or stand. But without losing hope, she tried to learn at home with her sister. Along with that, she slowly started to draw pictures in notebooks. Knowing the desire to study, some teachers motivated her for further study. She used to scribble her life experiences, which later came out as a book named Kalam Maicha Kalpadugal. Did I pronounce it correct? Thank you. Which means footing withered by time in Malayalam in 2010, and its popularity led to its 6th edition. It has also been translated into Kannada. The Calicut University awarded her Woman Achiever of the Year 2012. Later, she was appointed there as a clerical assistant. She also conducts exhibitions of her paintings and takes motivational classes during her free time. Hearty welcome, Maria. Our next participant in Odia language is Birja Rautra. Shri Birja Raja Rautwaji is a noted writer in Odia. He was awarded PhD for his premier work in the field of modern Odia poetry by Utkal University. While continuing the research work, he got into government service in 1999 through Odisha Public Service Commission. Life's journey for him took a different turn with the unfortunate incident as he faced severe road accident in January 2006, resulting in neck-down paralysis. With more than 20 years of service, he opted for and took voluntary retirement in September 2022 on health ground. Till now, he has written over 6 collections of short stories, 4 collections of poems, 1 collection of essays. Besides this, he also writes short stories for Odia newspapers in their Sunday editions and has received numerous awards and accolades. Hearty welcome, Virjaji. I now request Dr. Suresh Babuji, Deputy Secretary, Sahitya Akademi, to formally welcome the chair as well as all the participants. I now request Professor Aneja ji, the chair of the session, to please open the session.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
चल रहे हैं ना देखो
Thank you very much. Something loose here. Yeah. You change the mic also.
speak in another
Thank you, Mr. Krishna. At the outset, I am from the bottom of my heart indebted to Sahitya Academy for organizing this first ever All India Differently Able Writers Meet after 70 years and after 75 years of India's independence. Perhaps there will be many events involving writers with disabilities, some session in some conferences, but a one-day event of this nature by a premier institution such as Sahitya Academy, to my knowledge, has not happened before, and Sahitya Academy needs to be congratulated for this very major achievement and a path-breaking starting initiative which, as we have been promised during the morning session, would pave the way for a number of such events both at the national and at the state levels. Thank you very much, Sahitya Academy, particularly its President, Mr. Madhav Kaushik, Vice President, Professor Kumar Sharma, Secretary, Srinivas Rao, others who have been in touch with us, Jyoti Krishna Varma, Mr. Krishnan, Mr. Pankaj, and the entire team which has put in visible hard work to make this a grand success. Let's give a big hand of applause to the Sahitya Academy. We are already running out of time, so the first constraint I will put on myself and chair before I request my participants and the panelists from the dais to make their submissions in such a way that we are able to close the session latest by 4 p.m. when the next session is proposed to begin. And I understand there will be tea before that, so I have been told by the organizer. So we'll try to stick to our time limit. Just 2 or 3 remarks that I want to make. We have had 2 wonderful sessions since morning, the inauguration and the session involving the poetry reading from poets with disabilities, poets who are persons with disabilities. One metaphor that has been constant in both the sessions is the metaphor of the bird, the image of flying, and the emphasis on courage rather than careers. Career I mean legs, wings, etc. पर more than that, हौसलों पे बहुत जोर रहा है. हौसले बहुत जरूरी है, पंखों से भी ज़्यादा जरूरी है, किसी भी शारीरिक अंग से भी ज़्यादा जरूरी है. ये बात बार बार कही गई और विंग्स की बात कही गई. हमें हमारे पंख जो है वो उड़ान करेंगे, चाहे पूरा पंख असली हो या हमारी आत्मा के हो, हमारे विचारों के हो, हमारी भावनाओं के हो. Now one writer that I can think of at this moment, we are talking about the literary journey of the writers with disabilities. We have heard the writers and their achievements in the first session. We will hear these again in the next session. But while we have uploaded their successes, we are not seeing their suffering. While we have seen their motivation and courage, we have not perhaps been able to perceive the pain and the effort that has gone into summoning that motivation and that courage. It's that effort, that suffering, that pain, that journey of a writer with disability that this session holds true foreground. The question obviously arises whether a literary journey of a writer can be any different from his or her personal journey, more so in the case of a person with disability where the private and public are very closely intertwined. One writer, when they talk about literary journeys, that comes to my mind, and I'm very fond of a writer, I have talked with him after years after years. He's a writer who is a writer with disability, talks about disability in his work, which is internationally well acknowledged despite a gap of 100 years and beyond, and yet that work has never been studied as a work of disability. The writer has never been seen as a writer with disability. The writer I have in mind is James Joyce, who wrote in a form called Kunster Roman, which is the journey of the artist, the growth of the artist, was something that we are also talking today. And how he pointed out in his work, the portrait of an artist as a young man, how the life of a person and the life of artist integrate and merge at a point when both cease to exist individually. The particular literary genre in which he wrote called Kunster Roman. And there, interestingly, the name of the central character is Stephen Dedalus. Dedalus again a symbol of both an artist and a person who has wings. The bird who flies, the symbol with which he has been engaged since morning. There is in fact a scene, an incident in chapter 1 of A Portrait of an Artist with Man, where Stephen the child is unable to read and write because his glasses have been missing and he has weak eyesight. James Joyce himself had with various spects of blindness in his career. He had very strong and very weak eyesight and strong and continuous spects of blindness off and on in his life. A writer who was a person with visual impairment, essentially, writes about visual impairment, has never been seen as a writer with visual impairment. It is that literary journey that we study in A Portrait of the Artist, where the individual and the artist merge, is something that we hope to hear from our panelists, the three eminent panelists whom I welcome, Mr. Dhruv Jyoti Das, Ms. Marriott C.H. and Mr. Viraja Rotrak from Assam, from Kerala and from Odisha respectively. I welcome you all to this panel, but we do hope to hear from you, not just about your literary journey, but the challenges that you face as person with disability, particularly when you are trying to pursue a literary career and so successfully done it, and how the person and the public, the writer and the individual world, to what extent are your writings expressions of their individuality, individual experiences, or do we go beyond disability? This is also an issue we need to see. Do writers with disabilities only write about disabilities? Perhaps not. There are many other issues on which we express, but because of our disability, those expressions, those thoughts, those views are also often equal. With these words, I request our first panelist, Mr. Suvatoti Das, to first talk about his literary journey and how he proceeds his life as he views it today as an individual, as a writer. Jyoti, your time would be, as for everybody, at not more than 10 to 12 minutes, so that we can have a small question answer session if need be, and we can wind up the session at 4 as requested by the organizer. Jyoti.
নমস্কাৰ पुरुष उठा देखत मोर घर जहाँ सूरज उगता है उस देश में मेरा घर है जहाँ सूरज उगता है उस देश में मेरा घर है सूरजमुखी से सजा मेरा आंगन हरे मिट्टी में कच्चे खाट पर सोते हुए मैं सूरजमुखी का स्वप्न देखता Thank you Sahitya Akademi for giving us the opportunity to express our feelings, to show our hidden talent. Yes, the place where I was born, embraced by the magic of natural beauty, is Assam, where in each and every heart of people blooms born with me. I love dreaming. Dream excites me, motivates me to move towards future, shows me the path to do something for the society. And the fun part is, you do not need to take it. When I was 3 years old, I realized that I cannot walk like my sister. I cannot play with my neighborhood peers of my age. My father told me, you would have to read, you would have to write. My father put a pen in between my both sets of fingers. My start started at my home. When boys of my age used to run after ball, I used to run after war. At the age of 5, my institutional education was started. Pony amar gaon konoti pony basere pora. How beautifully your village, covering with beautiful trees, filling the branches with the fruit and flowers, falling on the street. I read this poem in third standard, created a soft thrill in my mind. It was the magic of the poet of this poem, Ananda Chandra Agarwal. Will I ever be able to write poem like him? I used to ask myself. That's where sprouted my dream of becoming a writer. I would like to write stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata, narrated by my father during my childhood, in my own language. Gradually I came to believe in my pen, in words and sentences. In the 7th standard, for the first time I wrote a playwright named Bondu, which means friend, which was staged and performed by my classmates during the annual festival of my school. The feathers sprouted on my tree. The light was dancing in the darkness. घरे घरे छोटी बटुली मुखर जोली से अनेक बंती कई पोखर शीत मिटनी मनस आई बहानी घर घर के आंगन में जल रहे हैं दिए वो रोशनी की चमक से शांति आएगा मन में. This was my first poem, Diwali, which was published in school magazine. That was the year I read a small book, Manu War Goro, The Pride of Being Human, by Assam's renowned literary figure, Woman God Christ. The book was small, but it set my sense of life. The story of the book taught me life in name of struggle, a name of courage, a name of passion, a name of love. I continue to write, to read this college of the passing high school. Out of the book I used to read during that period, Women Gorgohai, Anuraja Sharma Pujari, Tilabhadra, Saurabh Kumar Soliha, Nilin Kumar. Nilin Kumar's writing left a deep imprint in my heart. Along with playwright and poetry, I put my hand in writing articles and stories as well. My writings rewarded during annual festival of our college and were regularly published in school and college magazines. चिड़िया चलकर वे चल रहे हैं, चिड़िया चलकर वे चल रहे हैं, शून्य से शून्य तक. After graduating from college, a boy came into my life. I who used to go to school by my father's lap, cross college boundaries, traveled in my classmates' arms because of my physical inconvenience and father's economic condition, could not go to university. A huge wall of despair started surrounding me. The sky was hidden by the dense dark clouds. Aka, ketia subo paring baru rumah. आकाश कब सो सकेंगे तुम्हें? जमीन पर सोने के कांटे कदम रखने पर पैरों में नहीं सूखती, सीधे दिल को सूखती है. मछली पकड़ने के लिए पानी में उतरता हूँ, कीचड़ में पैर फंस जाते हैं, दिल निकल आता है, गला सूख जाता है. वाहे फैलाता हूँ तुम्हारे लिए, एक विशाल सिंह मुझे घेर लेता है. आकाश कैसे सो सकेंगे? Through the gaps of dark clouds, the desire of touching the sky, spread light into my strength. In doubtfulness, I wrote a letter to our chief minister describing the struggles of my life, which was published in a regular Assamese newspaper, Amar Ahom, in 2010. A large number of readers were attracted by this letter. My mobile phone and house were full of readers and well-wishers. Under the guidance of the chief editor of Amar Ahom, Women Gorgohai, my novel, Auditorium, which means incombustible, written on my life, was published in Syria. In the year 2011, my first book, of true story reader Anubhav, Healing of Careful Heart, was published. My first book of poetry. The dark cloud of sky gradually started to disappear. Under the open sky, I wrote, Jibanor Onnekon, Exploration of Life. Akash, kenekoi subo paring baru tuma. Sky, how can I touch you? Auditorium, incombustible. At a Golpor Janma Kahini, the story of the birth of a story. Jibon aru Agrajya, life and unacceptable. Takoritu Gurebabe, because the spinner's skin. In last 12 years, these 7 books of mine were published. I did not have legs, yet I ran. I did not have wings, yet I tried to fly. I newly learned to love my life. Life, the channel of flowing river. My village is surrounded by 3 rivers. These
Please
rivers
maintain silence. It's a reporting session going on. We expect audience to maintain complete discipline and silence during the presentations. Thank you. Please go ahead.
My village is surrounded by 3 rivers. These rivers gave me the meaning of life. I wrote a poem, the story of a life of a village and a river. The village was standing on the bank of the river throwing its wave here and there, peacefully flowing and flowing. The river cleans the village every day, sings lullaby to sleep them by grabbing like a mother. Walking on the stone in the bank of the river, the village grew up from the side to view. Surprisingly, the history forgot. the village was born in the womb of the river. The village was standing on the bank of the river throwing its wave here and there. The village became young, playing with the wave, jumping, dancing, reaching to the higher point of the wave. The village forget itself. The village was standing on the bank of the river throwing its wave here and there. Once the wave became tight, incontinently, the village has fallen down, broken its bones of the foot, died its thirst in neck. The village jumped into the river, but the river did not have the little water. The tide stole the water. The village was crying for the dryness of the water. The tide became fire. History repeats. The village forgot that it was born in the womb of the river. Now the village is weeping. May see in future the tears of the village has turned into a river. My literary life was influenced by the writings of Samuel Smile, Jean-Paul Sartre, Samuel Beckett, Stephen Hawking, Rabindra, Homan Borgohain, Akshay Kumar Mishra, and Nilin Kumar. Through its writings, along with the learning of the different standards of literature, style, language, and words, I also had the realization of the essence of life. Life became a tool of celebration for me. I call for it. जीवन एक बार आहिबासुर, जीवन एक बार आओना, मेरे तन्हाई में एक झलक फरमाओना। जीवन एक बार आओना, मेरे अनुभवी आंसू के समुंदर में एक बार डुबकी लगाओना। मरी नदी के किनारे संध्या की आगोश में दोनों मिलकर सिनिकम खाएंगे। डरना मत, मुझे डायबिटीज नहीं है। विवर्ण होठों पर अब मीठा भी खट्टा लगने लगा है। जीवन एक बार आओ ना, मेरे तन्हाई में एक झलक फरमाओ ना। जीवन एक बार आओ ना, मेरे अनुभवी आंसू के समुंदर में एक बार डुबकी लगाओ ना। This was translated into Spanish language by Juan Clark, a writer from Argentina. Do you know the source of my infinite power of desire? That source is my mother. Without my mother, I would not have been present here. But I have not been able to give anything to my mother except for this one. माँ, तुम्हारे पेट फुटबॉल की तरह निकलने के बाद भी तुम नहीं जानती थी तुम्हारे पेट में फूल है या कांटे। तब भी तुम तुम्हारी कुरूप नाभि को कपास कपड़ों से ढके रखती थी। 9 आंवला खाने के बाद तुम्हारा शरीर चीर कर बाहर आया था एक पौधा। तुम पौधे पर फूल की खोज में आंख फेराती थी, लेकिन वहाँ ना ही फूल था ना ही कांटे। उस पौधे को तुमने तुम्हारे छाती पर धारण किया था। तुम्हारे छाती की रस से वो सरस हुआ था। धीरे धीरे पौधा पेड़ बना, उसका जाइलम फ्लोएम सजीव हो उठा था। जड़ तुम्हारे सीने से जकड़ा हुआ था। तुम्हारा सीना भारी हुआ था, तब भी तुम गिरी नहीं थी। अगर तुम गिरोगी तो तुम्हारे साथ ही पेड़ भी गिरेगा। तुम छाती थी पैर आसमान छुए। पश्चिमी हवा ने पेड़ पर कुछ कांटे सींचे, जिसके डर से बतों ही भागते थे। तुम्हारे नाखून से काट काट कर कांटों को तोड़ा था। पेड़ आसमान की तरह बढ़ने लगा था। उसने जाइलम से तुम्हारे शरीर का अवशिष्ट रस खींच लिया था। तुम्हारी पेट नीरस होकर गड्ढा बन गया था। पेड़ आसमान छू रहा था। चांदनी देश की एक तितली ने पेड़ पर सूमा था। तुम में फूल बनकर खिले थे। पेड़ वो फूल तुम्हें नहीं दिखा पाया, क्योंकि तुमने उसे कभी झुकना नहीं सिखाया। तुम्हारा नीरस शरीर एक दिन बेजान हुआ। तुम्हारे सब पर फूल की बारिश हुई थी और उस बारिश में बटोही भीगे थे। तुम्हारे पेट फुटबॉल की तरह निकलने के बाद भी तुम्हें नहीं पता था कि तुम्हारे पेट में खून है या कांटे। पेट गड्ढा बन जाने के बाद भी तुम नहीं जानती थी तुम्हारे पेट में खून है या कांटे, क्योंकि तुम मां हो। Jampal chapter says, man is the maker of his own destiny. But I did not believe in that. My mother used to say, what is religion? That's why I want to say, man is the maker of his own life. Thank you so much.
Wonderfully said. Man is the maker of his own life. जीवन एक बार आप ना मेरी कथाई में तरफ लिखा होगा, बहुत ही अच्छा, वेरी गुड. The faith, the courage, the sensitivity, and the resolve, all is empty manifest in the presentation of colleague and friend Dhruv Jyotidas, really a motivating presentation. Thank you very much, Dhruv. Now, because Perkins has a PowerPoint presentation, we will request her to come after Mr. Byaga Lothrai, whom I now request to make his presentation from his literary journey, personal journey, 10 to 12 minutes, sir, please.
सबको मेरा नमस्कार। सबको मेरा नमस्कार। पहले मैं एक सेंसिबल राइटर हूँ, उसका साथ साथ एक डिसेबिलिटी एक्टिविस्ट हूँ। सबसे पहले मैं केंद्रीय साहित्य अकादमी को आभार प्रकट करना चाहूँगा, क्योंकि आज जो हेलो हेलो, क्योंकि मैं एक प्रिंसिपल आया हूँ, उसके साथ साथ एक एक्टिविस्ट हूँ, इसलिए मैं अपना आभार प्रकट करूँगा साहित्य अकादमी, क्योंकि आज जो छात्र या जो भारतीय समाज दिव्यांगजनों के लिए बनाया गया जो अखिल भारतीय अधिकारी लेखक सम्मेलन अनुष्ठित हुआ, इसका पीछे जो 2016 में भारत की संसद ने कानून पारित किया था, एक ऐतिहासिक कानून का राइट्स ऑफ पर्सन विद डिसेबिलिटी एक्ट। इस कानून के साथ साथ आज की इस सर्व भारतीय दिव्यांग लेखक सम्मेलन का एक सामंजस्य है। इस कानून के अंदर सेक्शन 49 चैप्टर 3 सेक्शन 49 में पहली बार दिव्यांगजनों की अंदर एक सांस्कृतिक सत्ता है की रचना की इसको कानून स्वीकार किया था। ये कानून सांस्कृतिक सत्ता जो अपना जो क्रिएटिविटी को बढ़ाने के लिए तो प्रोत्साहन और प्रवर्तन का व्यवस्था पहली बार इस कानून में किया गया है। वो जो व्यवस्था वहाँ किया गया है वो व्यवस्था का साकार रूप आज मैं यहाँ देख पा रहा हूँ, इसीलिए मैं और इस बार तय दिल से आभार प्रकट कर रहा हूँ केंद्रीय साहित्य अकादमी को। रही मेरा लिटरेचर की शपथ के बारे में, रही मेरा लिटरेचर की सफर के बारे में, मेरा जीवन सीखे की जो पहलू जैसा है, दोनों पहलू ये लिटरेचर के साथ जुड़ी हुई। पहला सीखा जो आपसे मेरा जीवन उसे सफर के बारे में बताने से पहले मैं जरूर बताऊंगा कि सबका जीवन सरल रेखा जैसा गति नहीं करता है। कुछ जीवन ऐसा है वो नेपथ्य में वक्र रेखा जैसे गति करता है, बस इसका मतलब नहीं है वो जीवन मायूसी की हालत में और जिंदगी का साथ समझौता करता है। वो वो भी जिंदगी को साथ दिवाने का एक अविचलित आत्मविश्वास है, एक आता है अपनी जिंदगी का साथ। इस तरह मेरा जीवन का पहला पहलू जो मेरा चलता फिरता आम आदमी की तरह गाता दौड़ता चलता फिरता जिंदगी था, लेकिन वो जिंदगी मेरा अतीत हो गया। इस अतीत के साथ साथ मेरा लिटरेचर कैरियर का शुरुआत हुआ। मेरा पिताजी एक वरिष्ठ स्टूडेंट थे। हम जब बचपन में छूटे थे तो वह हमारे लिए वजह से चांद मामा अमर चित्रकथा जैसे मीडिया में करके लाते थे। उसको पढ़ के मेरा लिटरेचर के प्रति अनुराग आया, तो मैं उसको पढ़ने लगा, अच्छा लगा, मुझे पढ़ने लगा। लेकिन मैं जब कॉलेज में दाखिल हुआ तो लिटरेचर कॉलेज की मैगजीन के लिए मैंने लिखना शुरू किया, और इसका साथ साथ मैं एक अजीज दोस्त के साथ मिलकर पहले एक हस्तलिखित पत्रिका मैंने हमने प्रकाशित की, एक हस्तलिखित पत्रिका जिसका नाम था अंकुर पत्रिका हमने प्रकाशित की। इस पत्रिका का हैसियत एक था कि वो एक हस्तलिखित पत्रिका था। इस पत्रिका के छोटा छोटा कविता और लघु कथा हाथ में लिखा था। इसके साथ साथ प्रतीकात्मक चित्रांकन करके हम इसको प्रकाशित करते थे, और इस पत्रिका का वो संपादन और संपादन का दायित्व मेरा ऊपर होता था, और संपादन और चित्रांकन दोनों का मेरा ऊपर व्यस्त था। इसके साथ साथ मेरा लेखन जीवनी का पहला सफर शुरू हुआ। बाद में जब मैं कॉलेज आगे बढ़ा तो उड़ीसा के उड़ीसा को रेवेन्सा कॉलेज था, उड़ीसा का एक बहुत बड़ा कॉलेज है। इस कॉलेज में दाखिल हुआ पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन करने के लिए। पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन के साथ साथ नया दोस्त, नया परिवेश, नया विचार, ये सब मुझे नया ऊर्जा दिया, और मैं इस अलग से इस ऊर्जा को लेकर मेरी अंचल में मेरी युवा साथियों को लेकर जागरूक नाम के एक साहित्य अनुष्ठान का गठन किया। इस जागरूक साहित्य अनुष्ठान में नवीन और प्रवीण दोनों मिलकर हर महीने आसन में साहित्य आसन में बैठक में एकत्रित होते थे। वो सब मिलकर हम वहाँ कविता, लघु कथा, प्रबंध ये सब पढ़ते थे, और इस संगठन का एक मासिक पत्रिका भी प्रकाशित होता था। इस पत्रिका में मैंने अपना लेखन के जीवन की शुरुआत किया। लेकिन इसके बाद मैं कॉलेज के लिए और आगे पूरी उड़िया भाषा में जो सब पत्रिका थे वहाँ उसके लिए भी लेखा प्रकाशित हुआ, और मेरा लेखन के लिए आगे बढ़ने लगा। लेकिन मेरा लेखन के जीवन का सबसे बड़ा जो स्वीकृति मुझे मिला, पहला स्वीकृति मिला, वो था कहानी पत्रिका कथा। उड़िया भाषा के प्रसिद्ध पत्रिका है कथा कहानी पत्रिका। इस पत्रिका में मेरा पत्रिका हर साल जवानों के अंदर कहानी रचना की बढ़ावा देने के लिए प्रतियोगिता करता था। इसका नाम था कथा नव प्रतिभा प्रतियोगिता पुरस्कार। इस प्रतियोगिता के लिए मेरा स्टोरी निर्वाचित हुआ, और मैं इस पुरस्कार के लिए नॉमिनेट हुआ। इसके बाद भुवनेश्वर पुस्तक वाला पुरस्कार के लिए मेरा स्टोरी नॉमिनेट हुआ, पुरस्कार पाया। मेरा 30 साल के अंदर जो कहानी के लिए जो सब प्लेटफॉर्म था, जो सब अवसर था, अवसर का मैंने बिल्कुल अवसर का लिए खड़ी उतरा। लेकिन हालांकि मेरा पहला संकलन पुस्तक संकलन कविता संकलन था, इसका नाम था निमिति विजय वर्षा। ये कविता संकलन मेरा 2004 साल में प्रकाशित हुआ था। ये था मेरा जिंदगी का पहली हिस्सा, सीखे की पहली दिशा, पहला हिस्सा। बाद में जो आया तो एक अमावस्या जिससे मेरे जिंदगी में आ गया, एक दुर्घटना, एक सीरियस रोड एक्सीडेंट में, दर्दनाक रोड एक्सीडेंट में मेरा नेटवर्क पैरालिसिस हो गया। इस मेरा नया शादी हुआ था, तो 4-5 महीने हुआ था शादी हुआ था, और मैं अच्छा खासा नौकरी कर रहा था, आसपास तहसीलदार था, उसको बोलकर पुलिस पेट्रोल के अंदर काम कर रहा था। तो मेरा एक्सीडेंट जो हुआ तो बिल्कुल नेटवर्क पैरालिसिस हो गया, मेरा सेंसेशन चला गया। मेरा इस हालत में मैं बिल्कुल मायूसी जैसा हालत में गुजरा, मायूसी और अंधेरा जैसे दुखी, हमेशा दुखी जैसा रहता था, और कोई जैसा उम्मीद नहीं था, क्योंकि क्या लगता है इस हालत में मेरा सीजन सिला था, और मेरा लेखन की प्रतिभा मुझसे दूर चला गया। लेकिन 1 साल किसी जूझते जब मैं हॉस्पिटल से डिस्चार्ज होकर एक रिहेबिलिटेशन सेंटर को आया, तो बाद में मुझे जिंदगी का एहसास होने लगा। मैं देखा कि मैं एक अकेला वो जो रिहेबिलिटेशन सेंटर था वो हमारा उड़ीसा की प्रसिद्ध रिहेबिलिटेशन सेंटर है नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट निर्ता पर इसके निर्ता उलटपुर में। मैं वहाँ फिजियोथेरेपी के लिए जब दाखिल हुआ तो देखा मैं अकेला वहाँ नहीं हूँ, मेरे जैसा और कई लोग हैं जो व्हील चेयर से जीने की दिक्कत है। उसको देखकर मुझे स्पीड से जीने के लिए उम्मीद आया, मुझे एक राहत दिखाई दिया, फिर आत्मविश्वास आया। मैं खुद वहाँ फिर वो उम्मीद फिर मेरे अंदर से जो सुहा हुआ सृजनशील था वो जाग में उठा और मैं फिर मैं लिखने के लिए मदद किया, लेकिन मेरा हाथ काम नहीं कर रहा था। तो मैंने मेरा पति को इस बारे में बोला कि मैं जो चलता बादल जैसा है जो भावना तो मेरे अंदर आता है और जाता है, तो इसको क्या करूँ, मैं चाहता हूँ वो कुछ लिखने के लिए क्या करूँ। तो उन्होंने मुझे प्रोत्साहित किया और उन्होंने मुझे उसके लिए डिक्टेशन देना शुरू किया। 2 दिन से वही लिखते हैं, मैं सहायता की, वो मेरा सहायता करके आ रहे हैं, मैं डिक्टेशन देता हूँ वही लिखते हैं। इस तरह मैं लेखक के जीवन का दूसरा सफर शुरू हुआ। मेरा जब तक मेरा 11 पुस्तक प्रकाशित हो चुका है। पहला पुस्तक मैं लिखा था 2004 साल में, इसके बाद जो आया तो अमावस जीवन में आ गया, इसके बाद ऑर्गेनाइज, इसके बाद मेरा जो दूसरा सफर शुरू हुआ 2007 से 2023 तक। अब तक मैं 10 किताब लिख चुका हूँ। 6 कथा का संकलन है, कविता का संकलन है, प्रवत के संकलन है। ये सब संकलन में एक्सीडेंट की बाद ही लिखना शुरू किया है, क्योंकि जब एक्सीडेंट के बाद मुझे जब पता चला कि इस तरह जीवन को मैंने फिर से ग्रहण कर लिया, इस तरह जीवन को फिर से मैं आदर लिया, इस जीवन में जीने के लिए कुछ जीने के लिए जैसे कोई वजह मुझे मिल गया। पहले मैं मेरा फोटोग्राफी करता था, पहले मैं चित्रांकन करता था, पहले मैं स्पोर्ट्स एक्टिविटीज करता था, लेकिन ऐसा कुछ नहीं रहा करने के लिए। रहा तो मेरे लिए मेरा क्या रहा था, मेरा क्रिएटिविटी रहा, मेरा सृजनशीलता रहा, मेरा कल्पना शक्ति रहा, मेरा वो जो अंदर का जो हुनर था, जो लिखने का हुनर, वही मेरा था। इसीलिए इसको लेकर मैं आगे चलने को लगा और आज से 2007 से आज तक मैं 10 किताब लिख चुका हूँ। यही मेरा लेखक के सफर का दूसरा गोल था। कविता क्योंकि मैं इस जीवन को जो नाव में सवार था, जीवन नाव में सवार था, इस नाव को आगे ही बढ़ना था। इसीलिए कविता में बोलना चाहूँगा, कविता ऐसे है या खून पसीना करके बहा, या खून पसीना करके बहा, या टाक के चादर सोते जा, नाव तो चलती जाए सूरत के नया हंसते। तो मैं हंसते हंसते जीवन को अपना लिया और अपना सृजनशीलता के साथ जीने के लिए जो भाव देखा, जो संकल्प लिए आज तक मैंने चली गई। इसलिए सब कुछ श्रेय मैं देता हूँ मेरा पति को, क्योंकि आज तक जो जितना भी किताब मेरा एक्सीडेंट के बाद मैं लिख चुका हूँ वो सब मैं स्थितिगतन के साथ देता हूँ, वो लिखती है। इस तरह मैंने लिखी किया जाता आगे बढ़कर चल रहा है। थैंक यू वेरी मच। Thank you very much, Mr. Rotrai, for a very wonderful presentation. ये बात सही है कि हम अकेले नहीं हैं। टैगोर की एक लाइन पक्की है, मेरे को टॉप सुने तो माँ आशे तो विराटो चलो रे, हम अकेले नहीं हैं। तो वी शुड सर्टेनली ओवरकम। यदि नाव तो चलेगी ही, नाव चलेगी, नाव दौड़ेगी, तो नाव नहीं, एक बड़ा समुद्री जहाज होगा जिसे हम सब जब सवार होकर आगे जाएंगे। ये हम कहानियों से प्रतीक होता है। Thank you very much. Now we request our panelists, Ms. Mariam C.H. kindly make a presentation. Thank you.
थोड़ा साइड में करना पड़ेगा इनको। अच्छा, इन्हें भी थोड़ा साइड
There is a PowerPoint presentation, so it might take a while to get this. Please wait while we are organizing the stage for the PowerPoint presentation so you can see the stage properly. It just will take a while. Are we ready to start now?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mario.
Can we 12 minutes please? Yeah, Mary, could you please start now?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Maria, and I am delighted to have the opportunity to introduce myself to all of you. Actually, I am comfortable in Malayalam, trying to express in English. I am proud to express my heartfelt gratitude for the invitation to participate in the All India Differently Abled Writers Meet organized by the Sahitya Akademi in Delhi. It is an honor and privilege to be selected as a participant for such a prestigious event. Firstly, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to Dr. K. Srinivas Rao and the entire team at the Sahitya Akademi for recognizing the talent and potential of differently abled writers like me. The platform provided by the All India Differently Abled Writers Meet is invaluable as it allows us to showcase our unique perspectives, experiences and literary works to a wider audience. Such initiatives encourage inclusivity and promote the diverse voices that contribute to the rich Indian literature. I am especially grateful for the opportunity to meet and interact with other talented writers from across the country who, like me, face different challenges in their writing journeys. The exchange of ideas, shares of experiences, and the support that we can provide to one another is truly empowering. I am eagerly looking forward to the event, as I believe it will be a significant milestone in my personal and professional growth. I feel proud when I stand in front of you. See, my dear audience, that I am a disabled person. When I studied in second standard, my body parts are paralyzed by a heavy fever. Anyway, God sent me to live the rest of my life in a wheelchair. Now, I don't feel sadness or discomfort, nothing. I say thanks to God. In the way, life must go on right. Whatever it is, I stand in front of you today to deliver something which will be fruitful for you. It is an honor to be here today at the National Sahitya Akademi in New Delhi among such esteemed individuals. I would like to express my gratitude to K.P. Ramanuni sir, the renowned writer, for inviting me to this program despite my language barrier in Hindi or English. His encouragement has inspired me to attend and share my life story here. I hail from the beautiful town of Nilambur Chungatra in Malappuram district, Kerala. My parents, Jolisheri Sedarevi and Sainaba, raised me as their second daughter. However, when I was in the second standard, I fell ill with a fever that left me paralyzed from the waist down, taking away my ability to stand and walk. Despite undergoing numerous treatments, my condition did not improve. Sadly, my schooling came to a halt after the second standard. On this occasion, I gratefully remember Kunyama teacher, Mini teacher and Sahitya sir, who played a great role in my growth. When Sahitya sir first visited my house, he asked me to draw a picture of burning candle on a piece of paper. When I drew it, sir wrote under it, "Light and to lighter." His words inspired me and gave me courage to get up myself from that emptiness to the state of being able to spread a little light in the lives of those around me. My life story is incomplete without mentioning the names of teachers who twisted my life to a positive side. My biggest joy was moving the wheelchair in the front yard of my house and watching the sky and nature. One evening, I was watching the children playing in the nearby playground when Kunyama teacher happened to see me from the next school. The teacher came and talked to me, and then it became a routine. Teacher lightened the thought of restarting my education, which had stopped halfway. Teachers' advices and unending efforts gradually gave me courage to study again and attend my 10th standard exams. It was a leap from 2nd standard to 10th standard, and it was not that easy for me. But Kunyami teacher and Mini teacher stood with me to strengthen all my weaknesses. I remember them always as God's incarnation in front of me as a human being. Thus, with the love and support of my family and teachers, I successfully passed the exam. I continued my education in college and completed my graduation. My beloved ones, I have a question to you. What is life? Life is a realization of reality. When I was getting to the hospital with the hope, I don't know the reality means I won't ever walk in my life. I took many years to accept the reality. The period of time was the hell of my life. But when I came to the reality, or when I accepted the truth, I started a new life with hope and colored butterflies. I think like my upper body can move, unless I think my lower body paralyzed forever. It was during this challenging time that I turned to writing and drawing pictures as a way to express myself. Reading became my relief, a way to escape loneliness. Soon, I discovered the power of writing, allowing me to express my experiences, stories, articles, and poems. Alongside writing, I also developed a passion for drawing pictures. These life experiences have left a lasting mark on me, occasionally piercing my hair. In 2009, I wrote a book called Kalamaita Kalpadugal, Footprints Erased by Time, which shares my life experiences. This book allowed people to gain a deeper understanding of who I am. My writing serves as a sanctuary where I capture my moments of isolation, emotions, and emptiness. It holds my joys, tears, hopes, and even my protests. It summarizes the essence of my life. When the outside world became aware of my life story, I moved beyond the four walls of my home. People started to know me, and I received the support I deserved from both my family and society. This enabled me to participate in various platforms and gain recognition from diverse spheres. I am proud to say that my book has been published its sixth edition, and it has been translated into Kannada, named of Kalavu Alisada Kalagurugalu by Parvatichi Aita. From a place of despair, when I felt my life slipping away without accomplishing anything, I discovered hope within my limitations. To my surprise, God blessed me abundantly and changed the path of my life beyond my expectations. I have learned from my journey that by persevering within our limitations and doing what we can, opportunities for success will arise. In 2012, Department of Women Studies in University of Calicut honored me with a Women Achiever of the Year. During this program, I was offered a job by the then Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. M. Abdul Salam as a clerical assistant in order to give a message of women empowerment to the society. I also received recognition and honor from the Kerala State Social Welfare Board in 2013 from the Department of Social Justice of the Kerala government awarded me for my exceptional talent in 2016. I was also selected as the youth icon in Malappuram district by the Election Commission in both 2019 and 2020. On Women's Day in 2020, the Calicut Airport authorities honored me for my achievements. I have organized art exhibitions of my painting in art galleries of Malappuram and Calicut, and I had the privilege to participate in the Lalita Akademi camp in 2019. Additionally, I had the opportunity to showcase my talents in 2 reality shows in Malayalam channel, Media 1 and 24 channel. Besides these, I was also fortunate to have special features on me in other news channels like Asian, Manorama, Jaikin, etc. I have even traveled to Saudi Arabia when I received recognition from NRI Kerala. I am not only an author but also a motivation speaker for children, parents and students. I firmly believe in inspiring others through my own journey of resilience and determination. Thank you for allowing me to share my story. I hope it serves as a testament to the power of perseverance and the ability to overcome challenges regardless of physical limitations. Once again, I extend my heartfelt thanks to you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Thank Thank you very much for that very moving story. What is right for the realization of reality? So what is life but the realization of reality, and how realities can be changed and made to be what we want them to be rather than what destiny has enforced or foreseen for us, is borne out by all the three narratives that we have heard this afternoon, and how writing and art can serve as a very important medium, not just to overcome the loneliness, the despair, and the pain of disability, not just serve as a therapeutic medium, but also elevate us to a level higher than perhaps others through our aesthetic and experiences which are expressed through our writings. So, wonderful presentations, and I hope it would motivate others also for similar situation, and also sensitize those who are not in similar situation to see life from a point of view which we often miss. Something positive, something moving forward, something becoming and not just being. The time is very short, we are already overstepped, but I think if there are any questions, another 5 minutes or so, we could take 2 or 3 questions. Please raise your hand and the microphone will go there, and then you could ask a question. Mr. Krishnan, the microphone can reach there, the rolling mic?
Yes.
Mr. Krishnan, the rolling mic can reach there? Please raise your hand. Yeah. 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, 2 or 3. We should not remain a one-way, presentation only. There will be some dialogue in the session. 2 or 3 questions. Please raise your hand. The mic will come to you. Please identify yourself, give your name and state, and then ask your question.
Madam, my name is Chandra Mohan. I teach in Delhi University, Professor of English, and currently looking after comparative literature. I had the luck to visit Kerala and have also visited Patna University. But discovering you today was not only inspiring for all of us, as our friend Anija Sahab has said, that we teach a story of a lady girl who was deaf and dumb right in the beginning, but she became the most eminent writer and whom we teach in our classes and our cycles. So my only brief comment is that your life and achievement are really wonderful. Congratulations. As a teacher, I bless you for your performance.
Thank you, Mr. Mohanty. Thank you very much. Yes, next one. Please. A question rather than a comment if possible. If you want to ask any of our presenter anything for the dais, anything, please. So that will raise that. Yeah. So, to conclude, I want to go back to two statements that were made in the inauguration session. One by the referred to earlier also, Professor Kumar Sharma, the Vice President of Sahitya Akademi, who said that the journey of a person with disability is not easy. At every step, whether it be family, society, neighborhood, community, school, employment, discrimination is the way of life. And every day is a struggle. And to keep smiling in the midst of that struggle and move forward and to set an example which is there for everyone to emulate is not an easy task. Our poets and writers today, throughout the day, have demonstrated how well they have accomplished this task, not just for themselves, but for others. Further, I'd like to point out that this meet today, organized by the Sahitya Academy, is not a one-off event. It is the beginning of a chain, I'm sure, as was said during the inauguration session. to start a dialogue between writers with and without disabilities. Today we are having an All India Gifted Writers Meet. We look forward to a day when there will be a meet including all writers with and without disabilities. Why should there be persons with disabilities separate meet? We should have their inclusion and their participation in all meets, whatever those activities they may be. And that was also a commitment made by the President Sahitya Academy in the morning, that persons with disabilities now be included. We look forward to that day. And when after a decade, after 15 years, 20 years, history will look back at the literary purpose of writers with disabilities in India, this day would be treated as a game-changing and historic day in the life of this country. Thank you very much. I hand over the section to Mr. Krishna.
Finally, I heartily thank Professor Anejaji, who chaired so wonderfully this session, and the writer participants, Dhruvajuti Dansji, Aryasji, and Viraj Rautwar. The session ends here. We will have only a 10-minute tea break, and we'll get back immediately for the next session, which is meant for poetry recitations. See you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all the panelists.
हेलो सर, ये एंड कर दो सेशन, 10 मिनट्स का ब्रेक है, उसके बाद अगला सेशन। ठीक है, बंद कर दूँ।